Time for you to go beast mode. King of the jungle, cause you're in animal. Time for you to go overload. Eat your competition alive, cause you an animal. What's my competition? Only me. Go head to head with my enemies and smashing the smithereens. Calisthenics burning calories. Bring that fire ready to blow up. Now we're the kerosene. You're a fighter, you're a fighter. Never gonna give up, never gonna back down. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Welcome into the Friday Night Blitz. It's the third week of the Friday Night Blitz for 2025. It is week 2 of high school football here in the state of Arkansas. The temperature hasn't gone down, it's gone up, which makes it more intense, more exciting, I guess, Tyler?
Exactly. We like to say, when the temperature falls, the competition heats up, but it just as the calendar moves on, the competition heats up. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. Well, every week we have our game of the week, Tyler. This week there was 2 that we really felt were really good, but we can only give it to 1.
That's right, and like you said, a couple games where there's a lot of history, a lot of reasons that could be game of the week, but we got to go with immediate history for our game of the week this time. It's Lakeside and Robinson, 2 of the best teams in the 5A for the last couple years. These 2 met twice last year, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. The regular season game, the Senators won by 1 score. In the playoffs, the Rams won, also by 1 score. So, when they met again in 2025, we were expecting a good one. And of course, both of those games last year were at Joe T. Robinson. Lakeside getting to host this time around. And I was out there earlier for this game. The fans were almost filling up the stands by like 6 o'clock. They were ready for this one, but so was this man. Deuce Williams does it all, takes the kickoff here for the Senators. He's arranging his blockers as he goes, juking left and right, finally taken down deep inside Lakeside territory. But here's the thing about Deuce Williams. Even if you tackle him on the special teams, you got to deal with him on the offensive end as well. Back-to-back short runs there, and that gets him inside the 10. And then Kyron Grimes with the touchdown pass there to finish off the drive at 7-0 Senators. Here comes Wally Walcott, though, and Lakeside hits his man Jonathan Prather. Finally taken down inside the 10, and now Walcott looking to finish this drive off with a score, but it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, straight up in the air, interception, but then fumble, recovered by the Rams, so no harm done, I guess. And then the man who recovered the fumbled interception, Peter Oman, finishes the drive off with a touchdown. All right, second quarter, Reese Simpson hit downfield to Hakeem Frampton. He's finally dragged down inside the 5. He was down. That one wasn't also a fumble. Don't worry. Now, direct snap to Deuce Williams. That's right. Cut out the middleman. Let Deuce handle it himself. He rolls in to give the Senators a 14-6 lead, and they just kept going. Joe T. Robinson gets a little revenge for how their season ended last year. 35-16 win over Lakeside.
Well, we couldn't have 2 game of the weeks, as I mentioned, but if we did have another one, the battle of defending state champs in the Class 5A Parkview versus the Class 5A defending champs Bryant would certainly be our second game of the week if we could have one. The Hornets running out with confidence, winners of 7 of the last 8 state championships in the Class 7A, and they looked like it early and often in this one. Blink and you'll miss Colin Robinson. 7-0 Hornets take the lead. Couple minutes later, Bryant attacking through the air this time. Kyler Shelby heaving. Kyler Shelby finding Caleb Tucker. What a weapon the Hornets have in that man right there. That is not the only weapon that they've got, though. Give Bryant a 3rd touchdown just in the first quarter. Everyone's fired up for this one between really 2 formidable opponents. And how about the Hornets adding 21 points in the first 10 minutes or so against Parkview. Defense was dominating, and so was the offense from the get-go. How about Jeremiah Moats to Hodges, the running back? He's gone. 28-0. Bryant puts a stomping on Parkview. 49-0, the final score.
A statement, if you will, for the Hornets. All right, back down the road to Lake Hamilton. They're hosting Arkadelphia. Lake Hamilton scored early. Arkadelphia gets it right back, though. Blake Moody finds pay dirt. It's 7-7 in the first quarter. Back over to the Badgers, trying to take the lead on their next possession. This pass, though, picked off. DJ Wilson gets the ball back for the Wolfpack. Couple plays later, though, and, well, shoes on the other foot. Lake Hamilton deep in Arkadelphia territory, but it's Arkadelphia football. Amari Ford with the interception for the Badgers. He's finally pushed out of bounds near midfield, and here comes Arkadelphia. Third down. Pass to Caden Whitaker. He goes through a defender to pick up the first. It wouldn't matter, though. They'd face a fourth down a couple plays later. Turnover on down. Here comes Lake Hamilton. Here comes Coy Autry. So much patience there, just waiting for the blocking to develop. He puts the Wolves on top 14-7. And next Lake Hamilton possession, same guy, Coy Autry. Rumbles through for a touchdown. It's 21-7 Lake Hamilton. In the fourth quarter, though, it's 28-22 Lake Hamilton until Arkadelphia takes the lead with a score here and then gets another in the final minutes. Badgers shut out Lake Hamilton in the final 10 minutes of the game, get 2 scores of their own to complete the comeback, and Arkadelphia goes on the road and picks up a big-time win, 36-28.
Yeah, how about the Badgers? That's the team to beat in the Class 4A. All right, Sheridan on the road trying to knock off 7A Rogers. First quarter Mounties around the left into the end zone, 7-0. Yellow Jackets needing a response. The big arm of Dax McMillan finds a wide open Dylan Smith. Smith cruises into the end zone. It's a tie ball game? No, not quite. Remember, it's a Kevin Kelly coach team. They're going to go for 2. McMillan's going to find his guy, Zay Stevens. Yellow Jackets take a lead 8-7 momentarily. But a Kevin Kelly coach team also typically gives up a lot of points. Jeff Reagan this time, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state. And yeah, he showed why in this game. The spin move, plowing his way into the end zone. Rogers taking a 14-8 lead after that, and they would continue to put it on him. How about the final score? 84-40. Rogers takes down Sheridan.
I'm doing some quick math here. That's 124 combined points.
That's really good.
No, don't ask me to do any more math, all right? I'm not going to do any more of that for us to show. I am going to do some more highlights, though. Nick and I keep going around the state of Arkansas when we return on the Friday Night Blitz.
You're watching the Friday Night Blitz on THP 11.
Welcome back into the Friday Night Blitz, Week 2, the official title of this week of high school football in Arkansas. Not quite the conference play yet, but that doesn't mean we don't have great matchups.
Yeah, always in the non-conference world when a lot of these 2 great teams face off against each other, whether it's 4A versus 6A, 6A versus 7A, it's going to deliver some big-time matchups, and it certainly did for us tonight. Let's head to Sylvan Hills. How about it's rocking in Sherwood? 2-0 for the first time, and feels like a decade for the Sylvan Hills team hosting the Russellville Cyclones. Right out of the gate, quarterback Tyler Hampton. Hampton, man, he is going to be a star in the making. He already is for this Bears team, finding Tyler Blakely for the score. 7-0 Bears take
I love
the
the
lead.
names on this team.
Yeah, right. You gotta love it. Hampton, another rushing attempt this time, finding himself a first down. He can throw it, he can run it, and then another rushing touchdown for Sylvan Hills. Blakely, 50 yards to the score. Jeremiah Carey. Lots of guys involved on the Sylvan Hills team that are becoming weapons, that are developing before our eyes against this Russellville team. All kind of craziness. Upside down shots. It's insane. Sylvan Hills, how about this? Takes down Russellville 50-0. This game was close last year. It wasn't close this year. Sylvan Hills gets the win.
And just a little bit down the road, it's Little Rock Central, a 7A matchup of West and Central with Fort Smith Southside in town. TH11's Maya Ellison with a look at the big moments from Central Southside.
Well, last year we saw this matchup, the Mavericks and the Tigers going head-to-head. That time, the Mavericks walked away with the trophy. Well, we see both teams facing off again on Central's home turf. Both teams have a perfect record this season so far, but there can only be one champ. So let's check out some highlights. Well, we're just going to get right into it. We know the energy was there. Both teams amped up to get things going. It was Central who had the ball first. Freshman quarterback Bryson Kennedy finding Christopher White. He takes off for a Tigers first down. But the first touchdown of the night came from the south side. The Mavericks getting in red zone territory with the help of quarterback Michael Nolawashka, sneaking one over to freshman Terrell Warren. We could just move the ref over a little bit, but we see Warren pushing closer and closer, taken down by the Tiger defense close to the end zone. It was Malachi Warren who was able to run it in for a Maverick touchdown. Central working to respond. This time, Kennedy going for the run, but the Mavericks defense was right there with the stop. That's the first sack of the night, and hold on, that's Malachi Warren who just made the touchdown. Now that's what you call a dual threat. Another sack came in the second quarter. This time it's Tigers quarterback Drew Bajork taken down. And we see that one getting Xavier Safford pumped up with that celebration. I don't know if he's trying to take us through there or what, but hey, we'll take it, Xavier. The Mavericks would go on to score again. Blake Forsgren going deep to Terrell Warren. Warren makes the catch. He's giving us a little footloose action, but he makes it for another touchdown. Southside was able to walk away with this second win of the season, leading them into facing Little Rock Southwest next week.
All right, Beebe up in the Northeast facing Greene County Tech. How about the defending Swedish play recipient, Ty McCormick? He might be a little smaller, but he can sling it. Cameron Johnson on the receiving end, 7-0 Badgers. Later on, GCT trying to respond, and they do. I think that was a one-handed catch from Noah Oswald right there. Ty sings that second quarter action. The Badgers can run the ball, too. The big fella, Curtis Goodrich muscling his way into the red zone for the Badgers. That sets up the quarterback calling his own number, McCormick, up the middle and finding pay dirt. He would score the touchdown. Beebe would lead 14-7 at the half. They would go on to win 21-20. Badgers went up in the Northeast.
So if you're keeping score at home, that's two teams named Badgers with big, small fourth quarter comeback wins tonight. Shout out to Arkadelphia and Beebe. And if you're wondering about any other scores from the games you saw or the games you didn't see us do highlights of, all you got to do, pull out your phone, text 501-376-1111. We'll text you back a link. You click that link, it'll take you right to the scoreboard. All right, sounds good for you, Nick. You're making the trip down to Oxford. Now, look, the players have been downplaying it this week, but how last year went in their home stadium in Fayetteville, that's got to stick in your craw a little bit.
Yeah, and Sam Pittman mentioned it. It's they were disrespected last year. When Ole Miss was already had won the game, they kept putting up points. And that's how you know a team doesn't respect you. So hopefully Arkansas can go into Oxford and say, hey, we don't respect you either. We'll put up 61 points on you. I'm not predicting that. But it's not possible. But it's possible that Arkansas can win this game. And I think with Taylon Green, I think anything's possible.
All right, we've got a 2-0 Razorback team, but as Nick and I have been saying all week, we'll see what they're really made of tomorrow night in Oxford. Join us then for Hog Zone tomorrow at 10 p.m. For now, though, thanks for watching the Friday Night Blitz.